What if I told you that Marvel's Fantastic Four just pulled off a massive box office win, only to be dragged into chaos by its own leading man? While fans were celebrating a long-awaited comeback, Pedro Pascal was busy setting the internet on fire. Instead of riding the wave, he might have just turned it into a wipeout. And the fallout? It's already getting ugly. Let's start with the numbers. Fantastic. 4. First Steps opened with a solid $260 million global haul, including $118 million in the US. That's a pretty respectable debut, especially after years of flops and false starts for the franchise. Critics gave it an A- cinema score. Older moviegoers turned up. The brand once mocked finally had a shot at redemption. It was Marvel's moment to breathe. But just when the studio thought it had cleared the storm, Pedro Pascal stepped in and tossed a grenade. During what should have been a smooth press tour, Pascal started veering wildly off script. Instead of hyping the story or celebrating the cast, he took aim at the fans, at the critics, at the very people Marvel needed to win over. And people noticed. He wasn't just talking about the film, he was launching into heated rants, dragging the conversation into politics, fandom wars, and moral lectures. The press tour stopped being about Fantastic Four and started being the Pedro Pascal show. One of the biggest flashpoints? The Silver Surfer. This time, Marvel made a bold move, recasting the iconic Cosmic Traveler as a woman, played by Julia Garner. Her version, Shalabal. Fans had questions. Some were intrigued. Others were skeptical. But Pedro, he wasn't having any of it. He jumped to her defense instantly, calling out fans who doubted the change and slamming online critics as outdated and narrow-minded. He even went as far as saying this version of Silver Surfer is the best we've ever had and should be the only one moving forward. The problem? Fans weren't just mad that Shalabal was female. They were frustrated that Norrin Radd, the original, was completely erased. This wasn't a debate about representation. It was about legacy. Norrin was iconic. Replacing him without context? That hit a nerve. And instead of bridging the gap, Pedro lit the fuse. The conversation spiraled into what some are calling the Woke Wars 2.0. Then things got even more explosive. Pedro dropped a line that shook even longtime Marvel insiders. He said, and I quote, "Masculinity is crumbling in this country, and a lot of fans are just scared of strong women taking the spotlight." That's when the mood shifted from tense to volcanic. Fans weren't just frustrated anymore, they felt attacked. Somewhere between defending Shalabal and calling out misogynistic rage, Pedro dropped another bombshell. He said he was just glad to prove all the MAGA fans wrong. That one sentence? It turned a Hollywood press tour into a full-blown political battlefield. Suddenly, the film wasn't just a superhero reboot, it was a referendum. On culture, on politics, on everything people were trying to escape when they bought a ticket to see four people fly into space and fight a giant purple alien. Behind the scenes, insiders say Marvel executives were blindsided. Rumors swirled that Kevin Feige himself wasn't thrilled with Pedro's off-script antics. One leak said Feige thought comparing Fantastic Four to Endgame was not just tone-deaf, it was dangerous. The last thing Marvel needed was another round of backlash. They wanted a comeback. What they got was controversy. And then came the press conference where Pedro doubled down. With the cameras rolling, he said, "We crushed it." This movie broke records. The haters were wrong. And just when fans thought he might finally ease off, he escalated again. Shalabal should be the only Silver Surfer moving forward, he said. "If you don't like it, don't watch. I don't want your money anyway." Let that sink in. A lead actor telling audiences not to show up if they disagreed with a creative choice. That wasn't just bold, it was scorched earth. Fans who had concerns about the character shift were now lumped in with online trolls. And Julia Garner? She's reportedly been feeling the pressure. Insiders claim she's growing uneasy during interviews, realizing that every headline is about Pedro's tirades, not her performance. Her breakout moment is being overshadowed by someone else's drama. The internet responded the way it always does, fast and fierce. Tweets went viral. Comment sections exploded. Reddit threads filled with debates, breakdowns, and fan theories. Some said Pedro was brave. Others said he was reckless. But one thing was clear, he was no longer just promoting a movie. He was picking a fight. And this wasn't his first time. Pascal has a history of saying what he wants, when he wants. He's clashed with fandoms before Star Wars. DC, now Marvel. It's like controversy follows him everywhere. Or maybe he brings it with him. And for Marvel, a studio already struggling to keep its grip after a few underwhelming releases, this was the last thing they needed. Let's talk about the Endgame comparison. Pedro claimed that Fantastic Four could top the legendary Marvel finale. That didn't sit well with anyone. Endgame wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural event. A decade-long saga wrapping up with one of the biggest box office wins of all time. You don't casually throw that name around, especially not for a reboot that hasn't earned its place yet. Sources say that comparison triggered warning lights inside Disney. Executives reportedly asked if they should start limiting Pedro's appearances. Damage control mode, quietly activated. Because while Pedro was busy torching Twitter, Marvel was watching ticket sales, watching fan sentiment, watching reviews, and realizing this could all backfire if the movie became more known for drama than story. Meanwhile, fans kept asking the same question. Why not both? Why not Norn, Rod, and Shalabal? They could have worked together, shared the cosmic spotlight. It would have honored the past and pushed forward into the future. A team up, a new legacy. But instead, Marvel went all in on Shalabal and cut Norrin out completely. And Pedro made sure everyone knew that was the right call, even if millions of fans disagreed. And it's not just the audience feeling it. Cast members, crew, even press handlers, reportedly caught in the crossfire of a marketing campaign that's now being called one of the most chaotic in recent Marvel history. Some insiders say Pedro's political tangents are overshadowing the film's actual message. That instead of letting the story shine, he turned the spotlight on himself. And now, there are whispers that Marvel is trying to walk it all back. Not publicly, of course, but behind closed doors. Quiet meetings, emergency strategy calls, rewriting promo plans, possibly even rethinking future projects involving Pedro Pascal. Because while he may have passion, what the studio really needs right now is peace. Here's the wild part. Julia Garner's performance is being praised. Critics love her take. Her Silver Surfer is fresh, emotionally grounded, and visually stunning. But that's not what's trending. What's trending is Pedro shouting about fanboys and feminism and freedom of speech. What's trending is division, not celebration. And fans are exhausted. They just want to enjoy superhero movies again. The cosmic stakes, the wild powers, the impossible villains. Not campaign speeches, not cultural lectures, not actors telling them they're the problem. As one fan said in a viral comment, "I paid for popcorn, not politics." So here we are. Marvel's biggest reboot in years. And the headline isn't about the plot, the twist, or the villain. It's about a press tour gone rogue. It's about a fan base fractured. It's about a studio that just wanted to fix the Fantastic Four but may have accidentally created a fifth problem. Pedro Pascal. But what do you think? Did Pedro go too far, or was he just speaking the truth? Was Shalabal the right choice, or should Nor and Rod have shared the stage? Is this what Marvel needs? Strong opinions, bold moves? Or are they alienating the very fans they're trying to win back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, especially on the spicy topics like this. And if you're not done with the drama, click on the next video for more behind-the-scenes chaos, celebrity meltdowns, and Hollywood power plays you won't believe. It only gets messier from here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.